And when you do come and become a part of America, don't vote like morons. Welcome back. Be sure to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, Whoopi Goldberg and The View just continue to spew lies about Trump. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
It's nice to see.
But it sounds like he's doing a set at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah. It was about time we heard him give the Gold Star families their due. It was about time he did that because he spoke and said we're proud of our Gold Star families. This is the first time, at least maybe unless you've heard him do it.
No, he's hosted them at the White House in his first term.
Right, but the last time we collectively heard him talking about Gold Star families, it was not positive.
Who could hear all that in the midst of all of that stuff?
I mean, I heard that because it was something that I needed to have him say.
I don't know how Whoopi got so dumb. Obviously, she's just a complete moron, but I've heard Trump talk about Gold Star families plenty of times. I'll put up a description of a Gold Star family. Yeah, you don't think Trump would have already brought up Gold Star families like, dozens of times at this point? Why wouldn't he talk about family members of, fallen service members? Are you kidding me? Like, it's just so stupid. Just because Whoopi Goldberg found out, during Memorial Day what a Gold Star family is, now she's just got to talk about I've never heard Trump talk about no Gold Star families. This is the first time. Yeah, right, Whoopi. See, these people, they just make things up and they present them as fact. And those are the worst types of people, folks. Those are the 100%er people, right? Where they have no clue really what they're saying, yet they say it as if they have 100% certainty in what they're saying. You never really want to hang out with a 100%er like that who's just always saying and pretending like they know what's up. Because then you're going to be like, oh yeah, you're going to go off and spread this information and be like, yeah, no, this guy told me, and this just... You're like, no, that's complete bullshit. Where did you come up with that shit? And you're like, oh, Jesus, God, that guy, he was claiming like he knew exactly what he was talking about. Now it turns out he knows absolutely nothing. That's what you deal with when you deal with those types of people. And that's what the Democrats have become. That is what they just say something and they say it if it's fact, and they don't even care about if it's true or not. They just move on to the next thing that they're just going to BS about. That's basically the Democratic Party in a nutshell. But all right, let's get to the next topic. So Trump is pissed about this trans athlete in California that's pretty much going to win the state title. Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Is that even registering as you're competing?
Honestly, no. I'm still a child. You're an adult, and for you to act like a child shows how you are as a person. And nothing I can do about people's actions, just focus on my own.
On Saturday, other competitors beat Hernandez in 2 of her 3 events. She won first place in triple jump. She is not currently ranked nationally, and she has been outperformed by over 2 meters in her jumps by girls competing in states that have banned gender-affirming care.
All I thought was, I don't think you understand that this puts your idiotic claims to trash. Now you have no proof that I can't be beat.
Yeah, so if Gavin Newsom doesn't step in and just completely end this crap, or somebody in the CIF, for God's sakes, I mean, is there anybody running these sports, entities that actually know anything about sports? I mean, anybody who's played a sport knows that men should not compete with women, bar none. That's just not even up for debate. But yeah, it's like, if they don't do something about this and they let this dude compete with the girls and win the state title, yeah, I mean, go ahead and just strip all state funding that could be stripped. I mean, it's the only thing that's going to make these people, come to, it's like, actually come to reality and be like, okay, yeah, we're not going to push this narrative anymore. We're not going to, like, you know, destroy women's sports just so we can appease the, you know, the feelings of a couple people who are, like, mentally deranged anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we doing? Why are people pretending? Like, I don't know how this became such a big deal. Like, how it became so many times where just men are just ruining women's sports, and they want to tell you, no, it never happens. There's no men winning women's titles, when it's happened like 900 times or so. You know, it's like the people who are running the show and controlling these sports somehow got into a position where they can control a sport that they've never played before, and they have absolutely no clue, like, about the sport and how it works, or just sports in general and how basic biology works, essentially. It's crazy that these people just somehow get into these positions of power and completely ruin, like, basically ruin what they've you know, taken over. It's crazy, folks. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So Tom Homan just completely owned AOC. Just go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Tom, I can hear them now, the caterwauling from the open borders crowd saying, how dare you try to weaponize a prosecutorial arm of our government to go after local officials doing their local business. And you say?
Well, remember, just a couple weeks ago, AOC went on social media saying if we put a finger on any of her co-workers, Congress people that were at our Newark facility, there'd be consequences. Well, guess what? We did it. I'm waiting on the consequences. But, you know, the mayor's no different. And look, I've said from day one, you can not cooperate with ICE if that's what you want to do, but you can't get in our way, and you can't impede our efforts, or you cross that line, we'll seek prosecution. As far as the belonging fund that he's supporting, I have my own belonging fund. We can give housing, food, and free medical care in ICE detention. And that's exactly what we're going to do in Nashville. We're going to flood the zone with agents, multi-agency, FBI, DEA, ICE, U.S. Marshals, and we're going to flood the zone.
Is there anybody you'd rather have being in charge of the whole border situation than Tom Homan? See, anytime the guy's speaking, I love to listen to the guy because he's not going to just bullshit you. He's going to give it to you just straight up, exactly how it is. No like waffling or anything. He knows all the laws. He knows everything that could be done when it comes to deportations. It's just like, if Tom Homan's speaking, you got to be listening, because, I mean, you're getting it right, you know, and you're probably going to get an AOC just complete owning like that. And yeah, AOC with her stupid threats of, oh, if anybody lays a finger on these people, yeah, you ain't gonna do shit, and you know you ain't gonna do shit. You're just, you know, putting that out there so your people hear you pretending to be tough and pretending to be hard on Tom Homan, like, oh, Tom Homan. No, these AOC ain't gonna do shit, and she knows it. So, like, just sit back, let Tom Homan cook, and just let them get these illegals out of our country. You know, they shouldn't be here anyways, and somehow, I don't know, the illegal became like the, you know, the most protected species on the planet in America these days. You know, if you're an illegal, they basically consider you endangered, I guess, now at this point. But yeah, I just love how Tom Homan owns AOC. You know, I didn't know this was the whole saga that we were going to be getting in 2025, the Tom Homan just owning AOC on a constant basis. But damn it, I'm here for it, and this is what I voted for. But all right, let's get to the next topic. Trump and Canada, Trump is telling Canada that if they want to be a part of his Golden Dome, it's going to cost $61 billion. Now, I mean, at this point, I don't even know if Canada has $61 billion to spend on a Golden Dome and be a part of it, but I mean, he let him know, listen, if you want to become the 51st state, it'll be free. It'll be free. And I know a lot of Canadians are out there, they want to become the 51st state because it just, you know, it would help them out. They'd pay way less taxes. Their health care would get better. Listen, Canadians always love to talk about their free health care and how great it is. Oh, we get free health care. Well, let's be real. It's subsidized by the U.S. and the $200 billion they rip off from us each year. But yeah, apparently these Canadians, like, if you tear your ACL, you're not even even going to get an appointment for like a year, and you're just going to have to like function on like a torn ACL, you know, or if you need like a cancer screening, or, you know, you need a test done, it's going to take you a year, and hopefully you can survive your cancer before it metastasizes to the bone, you know, Biden style. But Canada, I'm sure that's probably happening all the time just because people can't get in to see their doctors. So I have nothing against Canadians. I know every time I do a topic or story about Canada, I always have Canadians in my comments going, you're an idiot, you know nothing. Or they love to try to say, oh, this is just satire. That's just satire. No, anytime somebody claims something satire in this type of regard, it's usually when they can't handle what's being talked about, right? So they hear me talking about the 51st state and it triggers them, and they just got to come on and leave comments, which I don't mind. Go ahead. I mean, I like it. I like the engagement, and I don't. You can go ahead and talk crap all about me all you want. It's not going to affect me one bit. But yeah. If you can't handle me talking about you becoming the 51st state, that's not my problem, okay? That's not my problem. You guys did it to yourself. You elected leaders that just dug you into this huge hole, got you to the point where you're probably going to need to become the 51st state. And when you do come and become a part of America, don't vote like morons, okay? Because we don't need your stupid, liberal leaders getting elected over here either. All right, but that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.